Alright, random Friday here. Waiting on a friend to help me out to get the 36 Roadster back in the shop, then I can work on it. So, kind of doing a couple little things. I got my buddy Wes's lowers for his motorcycle. Well, yeah, they're probably still hot. Okay, so you saw me welding these. It's kind of a weird material, or it's just old steel that doesn't really want to weld too good. So I've been kind of fighting these. They're motorcycle lowers, I believe Sportster lowers, that he cut the tops off. Cut the top off and then cut the bottom off of another one, and so essentially made it double length, which is pretty cool. So welding those up for him. This is the first one we did, well I did. Came out pretty good and it's pretty straight. This one on the other hand, not so straight, but I got it so they lined up decently. And everything still, whoops, everything still moves. So it's might be a little bent because the bushings inside were either worn differently or something. I don't know. You can't really tell that much, but I told him about it. And he said, just, you know what, get it the best you can and send it. So that's what we're doing. If anything, he'll probably find another couple sets and cut them up and we'll try again. But that one should be perfect. Just going to send it to the chrome shop. Should come out pretty good. Nice long instead of, so he's actually, so with motorcycles, I don't know, not going to explain that. But these are forks for the front wheel. And on to the 46. I did a little something there because as you can see it's been leaving transmission fluid on the ground. And we thought it was because it doesn't have a radiator and I can't let it run long enough for the fluid to get into the converter. But my buddy that owns a transmission shop told me, no, that's not true. That's the first thing that happens when the engine starts and everything starts turning, or when you put it in drive or something. Like, first thing it does, suck up the fluid and put it in the converter. So that's not the issue. So I've been looking up stuff, and I saw it leaking from the dipstick tube, and we thought, since it wasn't going into the converter, that it was just over full all the time. Jeez, the chrome's bright. So we thought it was over full all the time and just leaking out of the dipstick hole, which I'm not familiar with drivetrains and stuff, so that's not my gig. So I just listen to everybody else and I'm like, all right, that sounds right, I guess. And then the guy who owns the transmission shop said it could just be draining back into the pan from the converter, so it's not staying in the converter, which is no big deal. It's just you need an O-ring on your dipstick. So I took that out today, and this, I don't know if you can see out here, I'll try to bring it in. Well, yeah, you can see it. This, obviously I broke it in half, but it was frayed and all nasty and not in correctly, so that was why it was leaking. It was just going past this. So even if your transmission fluid flows back into the pan from the converter, this should still hold it from leaking out. So I put a new one in and I made sure that it went inside the hole, because the first time I pushed it in with the new one in there, the O-ring kind of slipped up the O-ring groove and just sat on top of the transmission housing, and it wasn't really inside of it. So I had to use a pick and a screwdriver and kind of a dulled pick, not a sharp one, a dull pick and kind of pushed it in while I was pushing the transmission tube, filler tube in, or dipstick tube. So now it should be fixed. I'm gonna clean up the oil and see if that solves it. But ships, so far it ships fine. It shouldn't be anything wrong with it, but just that little O-ring. So I'm gonna get back on this and grind off all this nasty weld, because I did a hot pass underneath this, and then I did a cold air pass right now, because I don't want to get undercut on the sides of the weld, because obviously you want to metal finish it, and if there's undercut, it'll kind of look like that, and I don't want that. We want it nice, like this. So, top pass, if you're trying to metal finish stuff other than sheet metal, regular steel stuff, sometimes you might have to go a little colder, because when you're burning the stuff in there, you might undercut it sometimes. So, let's do that. Alright, so we got these done. This is the one that worked out very well. And this guy is the other one. I was kind of wacky and kind of bent. I don't know if you can tell. There's a low, it kind of dips in here a tad. You know, the best I could get it with this still working. So it was difficult. I had to actually take it to the press with 3 V-blocks, 2 here and 1 actually pressing down on it, because I didn't want to create a flat spot just with the, not sharp, but like the bottle jack, the point of the bottle jack that hits it. I didn't want to deform the tube, so I had to heat it up and bend it, and works as best as I think it can get for a couple bent tubes, but it'll work out. He's gonna have to send these to the chrome shop and get these chromed again, but it's a cool small little job. Can't wait to see him on the bike, because he's gonna extend the tubes and extend, I extended these lowers, so it's gonna be a long bike. Chopper stuff, you know. Alright, well, that's it for this. And I really don't have too much that I'm doing this weekend. I have a like a cigar getaway weekend with Drew Estate. So me and my dad are going to that. There's a VIP dinner tonight I have to go to, and then it's the actual, I don't know what they call it. It's some kind of event. It's called the Barn Smoker, but I don't know. I guess it's just a party that they have. So that's tomorrow. But tonight, like I said, is the dinner. So I'm going to be doing that. Not too much time to work on anything else, but that's life. Alright, guys. This video is a jumbled mess. Nothing. But got another car in the shop. It is not a project that's going to be worked on a lot. It's not going to be like hot and heavy on this car, because I need to work on the 36 Roadster that is at the Blasters. I know it's been there for a month, literally a whole month, but it is done. I just need to go pick it up. I need to borrow a trailer or have a friend help me with a trailer and pick that car up, and then that car will be hot and heavy. Working on that constantly. It's going to be like the 37, just video after video after video, getting that done. But this is in the meantime. If there's a time where I'm waiting for decisions on what to do with the 36 or waiting for a part to come in, say we need to buy patch panels, because sometimes patch panels are easier to tweak than making a whole thing. So we'll cross that bridge when we get there, because I still don't know the condition of that car. It's been blasted and I haven't seen it. So regardless, here's the other one. This, as you can see, is kind of falling off of the dolly, but is a 32 Vicky, and it has had a chop Frankenstein job on it. I really don't know what's going on with it, or like what the plan was. Like, there's a weld all the way down here, and there's this and this. There's also a weld from here to about there with some extra metal hanging on it. For what reason? I don't know. I thought it was maybe an insert someone had welded on, but the weld is only right there. That's it. Actually, maybe not. A little bit here, a little weld here, a little weld here, maybe. That could have been, possibly. But yeah, I don't know what's going on. And the roof section, like, it's this piece, another section, and it overlaps in the front here. Like they cut it and moved something forward. Man, I'm stumped on what they wanted to do here. But I'm going to be kind of going on this every now and again. I'll either keep it on this dolly thing, because it's on a 32 frame and on a dolly that was an old 51 Ford frame. So it's kind of weird, and it fell off. It made it the whole trip from my buddy's house here, and then when it got here and me and my wife were pushing it in to the garage, it fell off. So I need to modify that stand there to make it so it doesn't fall in again. But regardless, this is what I'm working with. There is a lot to do on it, but maybe not a lot, because he is selling this car. This will be for sale, but I'm going to kind of clean it up and make it more presentable. The other side is better than this one. There's only like 2 cuts in it, but this, I don't know what someone was thinking. I got no idea. So I gotta fix this, and I'm just gonna do like literally one piece at a time. I'm gonna do this, take this corner, and fix it, and then kind of call him up and say, hey, do you want to do any more? And if he says yes, we'll move on to the next worst piece, fix that, so on and so forth. So this one will never be a fully finished build, but I'm just going to be working on certain parts of it. It's just going to cost way too much for me to work on it and make this perfect, and then him make money on the other side. Like, so that's just the way it is sometimes. It's just a job. It's not a full build, but it is cool because you really don't see steel 32 Vickies a lot. And there's one right here in the garage. I guess it's nice. The bottom's here, nice. This is fine. This is all right. Bottom is fine. That has some patches in it, but that's all right. Not perfect. I guess it's fine. It's just this is ruining it for me. This part here, and the way it overlaps. I'm gonna have to hang the doors. I gotta chop the doors too, because the doors are stock height doors. So I'm gonna chop those, and we can kind of go from there. Maybe when I chop them, we can figure out why this was done, or figure out what they were doing. Maybe they shrunk the door size. I don't know. Or length? No, they didn't lengthen it because this is overlapping. I don't know. I'm just confused. If you guys know what's going on here or what happened, because you've either done it before or you've seen someone who's done this and that's happened, let me know. And side notes, I don't know if I'm selling this anymore. No one's really serious. Everyone's afraid to put it together, which there's like not much to put together with it. It's like, it's almost done. I'm missing a few parts, but I know the guy who has them. I don't know. I'm toying around with selling my coupe, the West Valley Prick. And I really don't want to do that, but then, I don't know, I think about it, and I look at the car, and for me, I'm like, okay, I can always build another one later on. There's no real shortages of Model A's. I know I did all the repairs to the body and literally blew the body apart totally, cracked almost every pinch weld and cleaned it, welded it back up. But, you know, I can always do it again. I don't know. I'm toying with it. Might do it. It's got to be for the right number, because I do have an attachment to that car, and I wouldn't be my first choice to get rid of. This 46 was my first choice, but the more I put it together and see my family sitting in it, I can just picture us all driving down the road, getting ice cream and having a blast in this car. And yes, I will have fun with the coupe, but it'll only be me or me and my wife. But it's gonna be tough to have someone watch the kids and the dog while we go out, and we'll never find the time to do that. At least with this car, I can make some mounts and put car seats in the back, and we can just go for a cruise fairly soon. So I don't know. I'm toying with it. I can always get another one. I'm stuck. I haven't made a decision yet. But that's really the end. Enough BSing. I gotta go edit this video because this is literally Sunday. If you're watching this today when it comes out, I'm recording this today and I'm editing it today. So I gotta get inside and edit this video. Thanks for liking, commenting, subscribing, clicking the bell, sharing the videos, enjoying what I make. I know it's been a slow couple videos, hasn't been too much to do. Blasters taking their sweet bleep time. So, next video is gonna be good. It's gonna be some Vicky action, 32 Vicky. So stay tuned. There will be good videos to come. See you on the next one.